Hey y'all, welcome back. We are doing Stitch With Me number 19, I do believe, and we are going to be working on Be Mine, which is a bunch of 310. And I'm sorry it's boring, but it's the border and it needs to be done. Needs to be done. My name is Amy, and welcome to my world of random and crazy, because these videos get really random, and I'm so glad that you guys all like them. And I think for the most part can kind of figure out where my rabbit trails are and how we got there, because by the time I start a rabbit trail, I don't even know how we hopped on the rabbit trail, or which one we followed, or how to backtrack. I'm not good at that stuff, but I do know that today was kind of an odd day. I mean, not like odd, just a blah kind of day. Does that make sense? I'm actually recording this on a Monday night, so this will still get posted on Wednesday, but we, yesterday was what, the 8th? Yeah, the 8th? My planner's not flipped, so I'm assuming today's the 9th, but, went through and, so when my Gidge boxes, the invoices go out on the 6th, and so I try to prep all the boxes and get everyone's sets ready to go and all that fun stuff. And sometimes on the weekends it gets weird, like it tells you that you can post up until 2 a.m., but we don't actually know what the cutoff time is, because it doesn't let you post up until 2 a.m. So, because we do the first class shipping, so there's a tracking number and all that good stuff. And like I said, we're supposed to have until 2 a.m. I think Eastern Standard Time. I think it's Eastern. But we tried to post at like 8 o'clock at night, and it still wouldn't let us do it, which is kind of crazy. But then, you know, we were trying to post on Friday for Saturday, and it wouldn't let us post, and we can't post on Saturday because there's no one to pick it up on Sunday. So, posted it earlier, first thing this morning, so it could get picked up on tomorrow. Is that right? Am I thinking this correctly? I think so. So I had a couple more boxes come through, which is great because then they'll go out tomorrow with the others. So filling out, and I like to fill out personal cards as much as I can. Some people I have a really great dialect with. We conversate, you know, between the floss tube or the Stitch With Me or Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And some people I don't have those type of conversations with, so it's a little hard to write a personal note. So it makes my brain work on overdrive to think of things to talk about in those personal notes. But got those done, and then yesterday we spent a couple of hours editing floss tube and the random video that went up for the join members. And then today wait, what happened? No, yesterday we did the editing for the random video. Today we did the editing for the Stitch. No, I'm doing the Stitch With Me. Holy cheese and crackers words, people. The floss tube. Yes, the floss tube. And I need to highlight because I'm going to get really confused real fast. I know it's just rows and rows, but I'll forget how many rows and rows I have to do. Yes, today we edited that's a hard word, edited. Why does that sound so weird? Anyways, did that for the floss tube, and then tomorrow we'll do this Stitch With Me, and so that'll go up. But today was just kind of it doesn't help that my cat, S'more, who I can tell that the weather's changing, because let's just address the weather here. I mean, we're not having like tropical storms, and for those of you who are, I am thinking of y'all, because this weather, like, how many alphabets have we gone through this year alone? I'm just saying. But our temperature is really funky. So the beginning of last week, we were at like 63, 64 degrees is the high. By the end of the week, we were at like 98 for the high. And then I think today we were at 77-ish. And this is all Fahrenheit. But at night, it's dropped down and it's gotten pretty chilly. And S'more has realized that, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, if she decides to wake me up, by pawing at me because she can't figure out how to get under the blanket by herself, apparently. I don't know. Is that a thing? It's a thing. So she has a hard time like trying to figure out how to get under the blanket, and then I'll lift the blanket up, and you know, now I'm awake, so I'm reading my book until I fall back asleep. And then at about 4 o'clock in the morning, she decides she doesn't want the blankets anymore. So then I feel like a bug is crawling on me, because she's literally taking her paws and slowly creeping up like the side of my body, like patting the side of my body to follow it to get out of the bed. So then I wake up thinking there's a bug on me, and I have to remember not to like go for the automatic reaction, which is to slap myself, because I don't want to slap her. Not that she hasn't been slapped before, because that's happened. So yeah, that's how my winter nights are going. So sleep is not a very strong suit right now. So this morning, you know, kids are up. I got a little bit of coffee. I sat in my chair and I totally just took a nap. Just fell right back to sleep. Everybody was in their positions. They were where they were supposed to be. And so I sat in this chair and I slept. It was good, but it stinks because I had so much to do today. And I mean, not like, I don't want to say I had so much to do today like I'm a busybody, because that's not true, but I had so much that I wanted to get accomplished today, I guess is a better way of saying that. So this is my first time stitching today, which is kind of crazy because it's already, what, 9:30 at night? And so there's that. Kids went to bed. I know the hubby's going to come up and get ready for bed, so this is probably all the stitching I'm going to get done, and it's not going to look any different in my photo because, well, it's 310. And it's a border. And so it's boring, but it'll be fun and done. And then I can get to the inside part of it where all the fun stuff really begins with Jack Skellington and Sally. I'm rather curious. I think I'm kind of glad that I'm doing the 310 border around this, because for those of you who don't know, I was gifted this by Michelle a while ago. A year ago, maybe? I don't know. I don't even remember when I started this. It's probably been about a year and a half now. And the copy that she had, she printed it out in black and white. So I thought this was a black and white piece. And when I started to kit it up, I realized there were oranges and purples and like all sorts of different colors. I had no idea that this was a colored photo. So, of course, I didn't go look, like, to figure out what was going on. I just was like, all right, cool. I don't know. I don't know what it takes to design something, so maybe it's still going to look black and white with, like, a hint of color? I don't know. So I just started stitching it. And then I did the first pumpkin and was like, holy cow, this thing's in color. This thing has color. This is going to be awesome. So I have yet to look at the original, like, what it's supposed to look like. I'm just going to let this thing surprise me. And I think that's so much fun. So I think, like I said, getting a lot of the 310 out of the way and being done with as much as... I'm not doing the 310, like, I'm not completing it completely all the way across. I'm just doing the border pieces. This is one of those projects that I'm super excited to finish up with the 310 because I want to know what colors are in here. I mean, they're in their own box, but I don't know where they go. Does that make sense? So, oh shoot, I forgot. Let's do all the admin-y stuff real quick. Well, let me finish this row. It's always just one more stitch, right? Just one more stitch. One more thread. Nope, that went too low. Just kidding. And if you by chance see that I go back and forth and cross all my X's and then sometimes I go one way and go back, I don't know what determines that. It's just where my brain goes. Because I originally started out going one way and then coming back, and now I'm doing the full X's. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that it needs to be a full cross stitch. That's all I got. So if you see me change it up back and forth, there is no explanation. There's no reasoning behind it. It's just, that's where my hands went, and I'm just going with it. But, oh, I said I was going to, see, one more stitch. It's always just one more stitch. Okay, stop. These right here, Color Street, is, these are, oh shoot, Choose Hope. And they're the breast cancer awareness. I put these on for the live. That was so much fun. fun and nerve-wracking. My lovely friend Eden asked if we could do a nail bar party, and I was like, absolutely. I don't get to do those very often. So, set up the nail bar party, and I went live for, I don't know, it was like 20 minutes or so. I did one hand on video. And I didn't realize that when you go live, it's for anybody that is a friend. I thought it was just for the people who were invited to the event. Does that make sense? I didn't realize it was like a, hey, everyone can see you went live. I thought it was just for the people who were invited. I mean, not that I mind. I just didn't know that that was a thing. I don't do lives very often, obviously. And we have to figure out how to save our live videos for the join members. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. We'll figure that out as we go. It was like doing the random video was kind of weird because you had to upload it, kind of like the way you upload just a regular video. And then you had to upload it again to the community tab, which I thought was kind of odd. I thought it was going to go like where my regular videos are, but unless you're a member, you can't watch it. Apparently not. So I have to get really good at using that community tab a lot. And I also have to remember that now I have choices on where that community tab goes, because I keep forgetting to click on the member. So it gives you, what does it say? Public, all channel members, and then it goes into your tiers, like whatever you named your tiers. So we have basic Gidge, super Gidge, and hang in with Gidge. And so you get to choose one of those 3 tiers. And so it'll, like if you choose basic Gidge, it'll say basic Gidge and higher. So anyone who purchased the join membership above the basic will also get what the basic gets. And I keep forgetting to click that, so everyone else has been getting sneak peeks of what the join members are getting. And I'm trying to get better at remembering that, but we all know that I can't remember anything to save my life. So it's really funny because obviously my husband is not a member, but he is subscribed to my channel. And so I think I posted this one actually and said I was going to get started on it. And the husband was like, hey, what's up with Tilton Crafts? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can see it. I'm like, dang it, I forgot. My bad. I'm trying really hard to, like, as soon as I go into that community tab, I click on the section that it's supposed to be in and go from there. I'm like, well, I guess everybody needs a sneak peek every once in a while. It's okay. Because I don't really use that community tab very often. I mean, unless I'm, like, disappearing for a while. Because, you know, last year for the father-daughter dance, I crocheted, I don't even know how many roses, with a gajillion petals. So I had to stop doing videos. I think it was like a month or so that I had to stop because I had to get those done. So I used my community tab for things like that, you know, to let people know, hey, I'm going to be MIA for a little bit. But then I don't really look at it. So now to have to use it pretty much every single day for every little thing, it's like, okay, I have to remember. And I could write as many sticky notes as I want to. I put them in a safe spot. You know, that's the key word. You put them in a safe spot and then they disappear. Don't know what happens. Oh, I said we were going to do all the admin-y stuff and I totally forgot. So speaking of, we did the color street. The Ko-fi link is always down below, the Buy Me a Ko-fi link, and I appreciate those who have donated. Thank you so much. The money from that is going to go towards the items that I need for Lillian, the hula dancer. So I so greatly appreciate that. And I will share as soon as I put in the order and get all my things. So excited. She's going to be gorgeous. And also the join. I'm not quite sure what is going on with YouTube or what's like happening, but then again, you have to realize it's me and technology. So I don't have to do anything for technology to go wrong. Literally. All that needs to be involved is my name. So my name is involved, which means half of my people who are asking about the join button can't find it. They can't. I've been told that, well, I tried on my phone, but it didn't work, but I was able to do it on my computer. And then I was told by someone else that they weren't able to do it on their computer, so they did it by phone. And then someone tried to do it with their tablet, and they can't find it at all. So I'm just like, I wish they gave us, like, the rules of where and how to find things, because I got nothing. Oh, shoot, I haven't been highlighting. Just kidding. We're here. This way I can give a stitch count. Oop. Okay. So, I have no idea. I wish I had better answers, but I don't. I don't know how else to find it. It's, from what I understand, it's right next to the subscribe button. So wherever the subscribe button is, the join should be right next to it, right below it. It's around there somewhere, and it's in blue. That's all I got. I don't know why it's like playing peekaboo with people. Ow, that was my hand. Scoot that closer to me. We still, shoot, I haven't been checking if I'm in focus. Oh my geez Louise, I hope Linda was cooperating. Stop jiggling. Hey. No sudden movements, pal. Holy cow, I have not been checking. I caught it last time. Shoot, we're 16 minutes in. I am so sorry, y'all, if this was not in focus. See, this is the like, fundamental things that I should be remembering, and I can't. I just can't. It's just a Monday, y'all. It's just a Monday. Slept all day in my chair. S'more took a nap with me. She got very upset when I sat up. She was awfully cuddly. And she was obviously very... Apparently my stomach is her cat bed. Anybody else? Anybody else feel me on that? Like, I have to literally scoot down into like a U shape in my chair and put my knees up on the desk so that she has her cat bed that she can sleep. Such an odd couple. And I'm gonna have to see if the husband can throw up some photos of her. Actually, I might just do that on the... I can do that on the community tab, right? For my basic members? I think so. Because that's where all my photos are going. Is to the basic Gidge members. So she has this cute little cat bed that my mom bought for her when we first brought her home, and she would have nothing to do with it. Nothing. We tried doing the we tried buying toys and throwing them in there. She wasn't having it. She would pick them up. She would go on the outside of the bed, stick her head over, pick them up, and run off. Like, she would not get in this bed to save our life. Wouldn't happen. We tried taking toys that had catnip in them and throwing them like in the center so she couldn't just stick her head over to grab them. No. She just left those there. Tried spraying catnip. We tried leaving treats in the center. Nothing. Nothing worked. Now, because I have two desks, so I have my main desk that's right here that I do everything on. And then my old desk, which I used to do everything on, is over to the left, because you can't see my finger, to the left of me. And that's where I used to sit all the time. And she always, it's very deep, so she always used to sit underneath there and sleep on top of my shoes. Well, now that I'm over here, this desk is very narrow compared to the other one. She can't really climb up under my desk. You know, because I have my trash can down there, I have a power strip under there, and my purse, which pretty much takes up the entire bottom area of the desk. So I thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. I took her bed and I shoved it underneath the desk, because I have, you know, like a silver thing that's got 3 drawers in it that's under there as well. It's a very, very deep desk. And I shoved her bed in between the one side of the desk and the little mini dresser thing that I've got under there, or trays, or whatever you want to call them, under there. And so it's kind of a tight fit, and y'all, she's been sleeping under there like she's still in the womb. She's all curled up in a ball, can't see her face half the time. Sometimes you'll see a foot sticking out. It is hilarious. And she loves it. I don't know if maybe it was because she wanted it to be like, because it, like I said, it's a very deep desk. So like right now, with it being nighttime, it's very dark under there. The light doesn't get under there at all. So I wonder if it's because I shoved it in the back, and because it's surrounded, it kind of makes it feel like tighter quarters. And maybe that's what she was looking for. Because before we just had the bed out in the open, and she wasn't having it. My mom was so sad. She's like, I spent money on this bed and you're not even using it. And she's not one of those that'll sit in a box either. So it's not like we bought the bed and then she slept in the box that it came in. She wouldn't do it. She does, however, sleep on my super large Lovesac beanbag thing that I bought. If you have any idea how expensive those are, it's the most expensive cat bed ever. Just saying. It sits in the corner of my bedroom because that's supposed to be where I sit to read, you know, when I want to read. And no, I got kicked out. Totally got kicked out. It's hers. She sleeps right dead center of it. And if I even think about coming over to sit on it, she stares at me like, what are you doing? Not your property. Back off. It's mine. I claimed it. I have put a blanket down because she does like to do the kneading thing. And I don't want her to tear that fabric apart. So we just threw an older blanket down and she can knead on that. And she curls up in a ball and sleeps on that. It is hilarious. Until, 2 o'clock in the morning when she's freezing her patukas off. And she feels the need to come over to me and nudge her cold nose under my arm to wake me up shockingly, to climb under the sheets, to fall asleep around she either sleeps like right by my stomach, or if my knees are bent, she'll sleep right behind my knees. And then when she decides that she's warm enough, at 4 o'clock in the morning, she crawls along my body and makes me feel like there's a warm, hairy snake climbing up, and it freaks me out. So then I have to pull the blanket open, or up, so that she can see where she needs to go. I swear, she's the worst cat ever. She can't see in the dark. She can't. And she's not a good hunter. I can't tell you how many times, during the summer, where she will see the scorpion. She'll see it. And she'll just sit there and stare at it. Like, what are you gonna do? And then it's not until one of my kids sees it and freaks out that we know, okay, we gotta go kill it. And she just lays there all nice and calm, like, whatever. I don't know what you're freaking out for. Everything's fine. Worst hunter. She loves birds, though. Holy cow, does she love birds. I actually had to tack down my my bedroom curtain because she used to stick her head underneath it, and right where the opening of the curtain is versus where I sleep, there would be like an 1.5-inch stream of light that would just stripe right over my eyeballs. And during the summer, the sun's up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not ready to get up that early. I'm not a morning person. I am definitely allergic to mornings. So I had to tack that down. So she stops doing that. She has stopped doing that, but now every once in a while, you'll see her with her, half her body hanging out. Like, her back paws are on the ground, and she's up under the curtain with her paws on the windowsill trying to check out the birds. Because we have a little landing right here outside our bedroom, because it's the, patio cover for our, I don't even know what you call that. It's not a patio. I mean, it's a patio, I guess, but it's a really, really small patio. And so it acts as the cover for the patio downstairs, but there's a little landing right outside, my bedroom window. And so the birds come up there. Well, okay, let me rephrase. They go downstairs and they steal the dog's food. They come upstairs to eat the dog's food. So they go downstairs and make the dogs mad. Then they come up here and tease the cat. Freaking pigeons. And it's never fun, which, do you ever watch those Windex commercials where the pigeon flies into the window? My windows are not clean, y'all. I live in a 2-story house. I'm not out there cleaning these windows. I still don't understand why these birds can't see them. These birds got nothing. And it'll sound like someone's trying to break into the window. A bird will just fly right into it. And I'm like, holy Jesus. And it really stinks when you're here alone, because you're like, okay, someone trying to throw a rock at the window? Did somebody just lose a ball? What's happening? And then you'll see the bird on the landing kind of dazed. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? That's nice. Jeez Louise. All sorts of pets, all sorts of animals. They're all strange. They probably look at us like, dude, you're the strange one, right? Yeah, she's looking at me right now like, speak for yourself. Do not speak for me. I got my heel flap done on my sock today. It seemed like it took forever. But I've had a very, like, I can't keep focused kind of day. So I would, like, knit a row on the sock, I would play a game on my phone, put the phone down, knit another row, play a game. Like I said, we got up and edited. I really don't like that word. I don't know why I feel like I trip on that word. We did the edits, there we go, for the floss tube. So that should be going up soon. I finished writing my personal notes and sealing up the 3 boxes that I needed to seal up today. And I think I'm doing this one for a homework assignment. Pretty sure. I already did one section, which was up here somewhere. I'm trying to learn how to double dip. So I double dipped with magical stitches and semi-sane. I don't remember what the prompt was though. Shoot. I know what the prompt is for semi-sane because I wrote it down to make sure I didn't forget what I was double dipping with. So for semi-sane, I'm doing the, shoot, what is it called? Stitchagories? Is that what it's called? Where they give you 5 categories and a letter, and you have to make the letters fit into each category. And so this week is the letter S, and we have one of the categories is things you are afraid of. So I put down skeletons. Figured that was good, right? And then I'm using this for a prompt in magical stitches, but I cannot remember which one it is because I suck. Oh, I might have time to do another length, I think. But I think I'm doing this for 2 of them. 2 prompts in magical stitches. So whatever stitches I put in today, as long as it's over the 200. Is it 200 this week? I think it's 200 each one this week. Oh, and I filled out my little application for the Percy Jackson next year. So excited. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is I'm not quite sure, not that I need to have a focus group, but I feel like I need to have a focus some way, somehow, because there's going to be a lot of starts next year. So I got to figure out how I'm going to make this all work. So I'm kind of thinking that because full coverage fanatics, I think for the most part, they run monthlies, whereas semi-sane does monthly and weekly, and so does magical stitches. So I think I'm going to try, and I make no promises, but I think I'm going to try to keep all of my full coverage pieces for full coverage fanatics only. Now there might come a time here or there where I don't have something that fits a prompt or something, and I'll pull out a full coverage piece just to make it fit the prompt or something. But I think I'm going to try, I'm going to attempt. I might fail miserably, but I'm going to try to keep all my full coverage pieces for full coverage fanatics. I've already put up Once Upon a Fairy Tale for the 21,000 in 21. Now, because I'm doing tent stitches, it's actually going to be 42,000 stitches that I need to get done in 2021. I think I can do it. I think I can. I'm still very new, and I'm still very naive as to what all I can actually get accomplished. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on and believing that I can do it. But I think all my other pieces that are not full coverage, I'm going to use for semi-sane and for the magical stitches group. Unless, like I said, I don't know how it's going to be possible, but like I said, if for some reason, some way, somehow I cannot make something fit into a prompt and it is full coverage, then I'll use it. But I'm going to try to keep those 2 separate and see if that works for me. Again, might fail miserably. But plans are meant to be changed. Right? Right. I've had a lot of people ask if I plan on doing a rotation, if I have a game plan. Literally, I've got nothing. I have nothing. My honest to God game plan right now, the only one that I really have planned out is over winter break, which I think my kids are out December 12th, something like that, I think. We're going to clear off the big desk that's behind me. And I'm going to, with my husband's help, measure again, and have him measure twice before I cut anything. Start cutting up fabric and putting it to projects. I have some projects that are planned out. So like I have obviously Once Upon a Time, which is my New Year, New Start. I have the Tiki Beach Sunset, Tiki Beach Sunset, which is going to be for mine and the hubby's anniversary. There is Magic Study that I'm going to be selling with Nicole, who is Dravana Lee Designs Studio. Sorry, I couldn't see the hole there. Obviously couldn't see that one either. Hello. And so that'll be on the 1st of May. And then on the 15th of May, her and I are going to be doing Which Way, because we both just happen to have those. So I'm super excited. We're going to be starting 2 Hades together. She's probably going to beat me, because only I am crazy enough to do what I'm doing. I mean, if y'all know somebody, let me know, because I kind of feel like I need to know. Oh, that's not in focus. Man. I can't win. Where'd my oh, I have the cone. Let me reach. Little arms. It's kind of like a T-Rex. Okay. Oh, sorry. That might be really loud. I just realized it was right next to the mic. I keep this covered in a Ziploc bag so it doesn't get all dusty, because I live in Arizona and I have a cat. Tuck that in there. Sorry, it's probably really loud. Trying not to be. Try to be gentle. Okay. You just hang out over there for right now. Thanks, buddy. 32 minutes. Okay, let's see. Oh, I cut this one a lot longer than I did the last one. That's all right. I use a lot of, I know everyone's like, oh, I only use X amount, or I use this amount. I have a specific amount of inches that I use. I am the type of person, I pull arm to arm. Especially when I'm doing stitches like this. I just go arm to arm. I have no idea what that measurement is. I have T-Rex arms, so can't be that bad. The eye of this needle just does not want to cooperate with me today. There we go. Is that one? I'm just going to go ahead and load up all 3. I don't know how many we'll do. Are you still in focus, Linda? Because you're making me a little nervous now. I always feel like a jerk when I can't remember. Because I know it messes with my eyes when we're editing, so I can only imagine how much it's messing with anybody else's. Hopefully you're not actually watching, you're, you know, stitching with me or crafting with me, whichever craft you're choosing to do today. Oop. Stay. Helps if I get the thread first. Doo-doo-doo. So anybody else here watch Stitching Jewels? I freaking love her, and I love the fact that she's pretty random too. She's gotten a lot better since she's been doing her, not better like it's a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying. Since she's been doing her live Twitch streams, she kind of, you know, she's better about staying in the conversation, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a tad bit nervous about. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to stitch, but I think that's going to be the challenge within itself, to see if I can actually stitch and read and chat at the same time. So I love the fact that she like randomly busts out with a song. Anybody else? I mean, if you watch her. Anybody else? She cracks me up. And then I get that song stuck in my head all day. Like, dang it, Jules. It's okay though. Are we? I can't tell if we're in focus. Again, the claw thing, right? It's right in front of my face. It's almost like, you've seen those people who do like radio shows or something? They always have that microphone that's right in front of their face, and they hope that they don't hit it when they're moving around. That's where my camera claw thing is. It's right in front of my face. Oh, jeez Louise. Did anybody else see that? Needle jumped ship. It was done. Got caught on my ring. So we also, hubby and I have been talking about it. We've also, nope, I have a knot. Dagnabbit. Please hold. I know it's going to go all weird and wonky. I'm sorry. But if I can pull it out while I can, I might as well. There we go. Got it. Whoops. Stuck. Okay. Where am I? Why did you shift? Don't move. You're going to confuse me. Okay. The husband and I were talking about it earlier today, and nope, that's wrong. Jeez Louise, you can't take me anywhere. Cannot take me anywhere. Okay. Are we good now? Are we good? I think so. We decided to subscribe to the Yum Box. Please keep in mind, I'm like the only one with an open mind when it comes to trying new things. Like, I'm the type of person where I'll give it a go. There are certain things that, like, I'm a little hesitant to try, but I would say 95% of the time, I am willing to give anything a go. My kids, however, my husband, however, they are as picky as all get out. So this is going to be amusing. We did the medium-sized box, which is like, I guess, like the bestseller or something. And so we're going to be doing that for our randoms, and it's going to be a once a month thing. So it'll be a snippet. You'll get a snippet of it once a month. I don't know how long we're going to be, because I don't know how long it's going to take my husband and my kids to just put something in their mouth to try it, because it's going to be from different countries. I'm super excited. The kids say they're super excited, but I think they're more or less excited because the camera's going to be on them too. I think that's the only reason why they're really excited. But we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. I'm actually interested in, like, some of the Russian foods and, like, the Asian foods. Like, I want to try some Thailand or Japan, because, like, we have some, like, Japanese stuff out here, but how authentic is it, really? Is it made in Japan? Because I know I like Pockies. I don't know if that counts for anything. I was raised on Pockies. And I was raised on those little, shoot, I can't think of what they're called. They're panda something. They're little pandas with the chocolate flavoring inside of them. Now they have, like, vanilla and strawberry flavors. Growing up, we had chocolate. That's all I had. And we had the Pocky sticks. There was another one, too, where you would flip... You'd pull the lid off, and on one side there would be, like, a little dip cup, and on the other side would be the sticks. I can't remember what that one's called. Oh my gosh. When my dad worked as a printer in Chinatown, my mom and I would go and visit him once a week, and I would get those treats, and that just made for a really good day. Just made for a really good day. And we get to walk by all the China stores and see... Like, I remember being little, and it freaked me out the first time I saw it, where some of the China stores, they have, like, the ducks hanging. They're cooked, but you can see them from the window. And it would freak me out. I swore as a child that I was going to be vegan because I just couldn't. I could not look at those ducks. I couldn't do it. It made me so sad. Oh man, so many good memories. I love the smell of a printer room, because my dad was a pressman, and when I was little, it was, you know, all done by hand. He would have this huge metal sheet where you'd have to, like, put in all the words, and everything always looked backwards, and I'd always get confused. But I loved the smell. Maybe that's why I like books so much. I love the smell of books. And then when my, you know, as I graduated high school and all that stuff, technology started creeping in, and my dad had to learn how to do all this technology stuff, and it just didn't smell the same. It did not smell the same at all. I mean, my dad still smelled like oil from the printer, but the building itself didn't smell right. Isn't it weird how smells can bring back certain memories? I think that's so So cool and yet so strange how that works. Like every time I smell peppermint, any type of peppermint, I think of my grandmother. My grandmother was a retired RN, and her antidote to everything was peppermint. You have a stomach ache, eat a peppermint. Your foot hurts, rub peppermint on it. You have a headache, rub peppermint behind your ear. Like her answer to everything was peppermint. She always had peppermint oil. She always had peppermints in her pocket or in her purse. Don't know how long they were in there, but she always had them with her. So yeah, when I think of my Nana, I think of peppermint. When I think of my dad, I think of old newspapers and the way they used to smell. And my kids will never know what that was like. It's so weird how time has changed so dramatically. And not necessarily in a bad way. I mean, everything has its pros and cons, but like, my kids will never have that satisfaction of picking up a phone and getting angry and hanging up on it and hearing the ding at the end of it. You know what I mean? My kids will never know what that means. They'll never know that satisfaction. Or the busting your toe because you're running so fast to see who's on the phone because we didn't have caller ID. Now we have phones so smart, they'll tell you if it's a spam risk. I mean, it's the little things. It's the little things that used to be such an annoyance that like, man, if only you knew. Only you knew. And like now, I don't really know of anyone who uses a TDY system anymore. Which for me growing up was actually how I learned how to type. So a TDY system, for those who may not know, is it looked like an old keyboard. Or not a keyboard, but like I don't even know how to explain this. I can't explain this correctly. But it was a keyboard with like a little screen, and it had 2 round circles at the top. So you pick up your phone and you put it on top of there, and then you could dial, you would dial your number through the phone, and then it would ring, and then the person would pick up, and they would type on their end, and you would type on your end. And that was literally how I learned how to type, because my mom and dad both were not very well educated, so they didn't know how to spell things a lot. So they would sign to me, I would type it out, and then read to them sign to them what the person was saying. That's how I learned how to type. I technically failed my computer class in 6th grade. The only reason why I passed was because I could type super fast. And my teacher would get so annoyed because I'm a hunt peck type of person. I don't know the whole, keep your 4 fingers on this side and 4 fingers on that side. I don't know how to do that. But I can type just as quick by hunting and pecking. And like a lot of people look at the monitor when they type, and they know exactly like where they made the mistakes. They know how to back up and all that. I look at the keyboard and I know exactly where I made a mistake. It drives my kids crazy because they're trying to do all these different type things that are teaching them how to type correctly, because I don't know how to type correctly. And they're like, "Mom, try this game if you think you're so fast." I'm like, "Okay," and I just like whip right through it. My son's like, "What the what?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, but you're doing it wrong." I'm like, "No, I'm doing it the way I know how to do it. I don't know how to do it the way you're being taught. That doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different." So we're coming up on 10:12 right now, so about a 45-minute video. Maybe we'll finish this thread. I think the husband's ready for bed. Oh, we gotta finish uploading that video first. I gotta go put in the description stuff for it. I'm not good at putting in descriptions. I don't know if anybody even reads those. But I try to be really good about doing a section with the hang in with my peeps. I did not do a hang in with my peeps this week, y'all. I'm so sorry. If you made it this far, just know that there are 6 coming next week, because I wrote them down. I'm just a jerk, and I forgot to mention it. I got so excited about Sylvia's planner that I made, and I forgot to talk about the hang in with my peeps, even though they were just below my notes for Sylvia. Dagnabbit, can't take me anywhere. I'm telling you, you can't take me anywhere. Jeez Louise. So this one is -1. This is why I needed to highlight as I went, because it jumps out 1, it goes back 1, it jumps out 1, it goes back 1. I see a tail. I'm shocked she's not yelling at me. Okay, so all of my animals have an alarm. At 5:45, my dogs start barking because they know it's time for us to come down and cook dinner. And they will bark and bark and bark until we come down at 6 o'clock like we're supposed to go cook dinner. Which means they also get fed. And then... Sorry, I have to watch her. She's drinking from her fountain. She's doing great with her water fountain. And I'm so glad that she is. But these last 2 days, she's gotten into a fight and she's lost both times. And it's hilarious. Yesterday, she was drinking from her water fountain and she totally sneezed and smacked her nose. Not like hard, but it was enough to like shock her. And she got the whole front of her face wet. She was pretty mad. Like, I really wish I should have taken a picture. I can't move that fast, though, because, like, she knows when my camera's on, and she is not a ham for the camera. But she smacked her nose, and she gave it this look like, what the mother F? And just walked away. Today, however, she did something, and I heard her, like, smack her paw against it. I was like, what the heck? I look over and I'm like, are you seriously fighting with your water fountain right now? And she comes over and I go to pet her and the whole left side of her face is soaking wet. So, I don't know what happened. I missed it. I'm a little sad that I missed it because she lost that battle hard. Whole left side of her was just wet. And she just looked at me like, dear God, save me. So she has not drank water all day today. Because today she came at me with her whole left side wet. So she hasn't drank water all day today. So this is the first time she's actually walked over to her fountain and drank some water. So I was kind of curious to see if she was going to do something again. She didn't. Because I was watching. You know, that's how it goes. And I don't have a sound. Like, when I turn on my camera, there's no sound. There's no click. There's no nothing. It doesn't even vibrate. There's literally no sound, and she always knows when the doggone camera's on her. She just always knows. But, so going back to what I was saying, so the dogs know at 5:45 we're getting ready to come down and start cooking. So they bark their heads off until little Scarlet comes running down and checks their water to make sure they have enough water to get them through the night, and then gives them their food. S'more, however, at 10 o'clock, 10:15, knows that the hubby and I should be going to bed to watch our show at night. And if we're not, she runs back and forth between the two of us like, why are you not where you're supposed to be? I'm ready for bed. Where are you? And it's funny because usually my husband is laying down right now. He's actually sitting at the computer waiting for me to finish this up so we can go finish up the edits for the doggone it. It's not a stitch with me. It is a floss tube. So now she's kind of walking back and forth between his office and my office, like, what's happening? Why are you guys not where you're supposed to be? But usually my husband is in here, I mean, like, right at 10 o'clock sharp, and he's, you know, getting ready for the night. He pulls the blanket back, he gets ready to lay down, but before he gets his foot even in the bed, she's already up on the bed yelling at him. Like, you need to lay down faster because I need my stomach pet. Please, hurry up. And as soon as he lays down, and he has, like, his vape next to him and the remote next to him, and if they are where she's supposed to lay down, she stares him down like, excuse you. That's my spot. You need to move your stuff out of my way so I can lay down. And as soon as he moves it, it is so funny. It's like this over-dramatic flop. She, like, lines herself up next to him, and then she just, whoop, just completely topples over. Character and a half. I feel like this whole Stitch With Me was all about s'more. This is the s'more episode, apparently. She just cracks me up. So, do I have enough thread here? I should. I think so. Maybe. We're going to push it. We're going to find out. I don't know if I have enough to get me through that entire row, the next row, but we're going to give it a go. I said we were going to go till this thread was gone, right? I haven't tacked down the new one yet. That's my worst thing. Anybody else do that? When you're like, okay, I'm going to finish this thread and then I'm going to go. Or I'm going to stop for the night or whatever. And then you finish it off and then you're like, well, maybe I should just tack this next one on so it's ready for tomorrow. And the next thing you know, you're stitching the entire thread because you just want to do one more stitch. Stitching is so addicting. It's so relaxing and meditative. Sometimes, let me rephrase. Sometimes it makes me want to pull my hair out. Like there are some patterns where I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to this. This doesn't make sense. Or because I can't count past 2. It gets super frustrating. Because then I feel like the pattern's wrong, but the pattern is obviously telling me that I am the one who's incorrect. And nobody wants to be wrong in the conversation. So we battle it out until I realize I should just learn how to count. So, I notice that I start going really quiet towards the end of my video. I think my brain, like, rambles so quickly. And so, oh, nuts. Stuck on my ring. I tease my kid all the time. It's this ring right here. It's the semicolon. And I bought one for my daughter and for myself. And for some reason, it is the only ring that my thread will get stuck on. It slips in between here and gets stuck like inside the ring. And I'm like, dude, even your ring is a pain in the butt. I'm just saying, just letting you know. It's got to be a quality thing. You and the ring that I bought you. We're also having to figure out if we are doing in school or at home school next quarter, and I think we're actually leaning towards we're going to keep them home. I think we're going to keep them home again. The numbers are jumping and it's scary, and I know we don't talk news and that sort of stuff here because we all need the escape, but we were actually really thinking that the kids were going to go back next quarter because there are no cases at the school. They've got it nailed down pat. They know exactly what they're doing. They've got it on lockdown in a way that the kids can still, be in their classrooms and still be with their friends and familiar surroundings. It's just not how it was before. So they're not all together at lunchtime. Like, not all the 6th graders are together at lunchtime. It's you sit in your classroom, you stay where you are. The minute you get on campus, you go to your classroom, you stay there. They'll bring breakfast to you if you get a school breakfast. They'll bring lunch to you if you get a school lunch. That sort of stuff. And then every class is designated a certain amount of time at a specific time slot to go, onto the playground so they can run outside for a little bit. And as far as I know, there's not been a case at the school. So they haven't had to do the shutdown, which is fantastic news. However, the numbers are, we've hit a higher peak, and it's not good. So basically, from what I understand, we had I think 1,600 new cases in Arizona within the last 24 hours. Now, Maricopa is a huge county out here. Huge. And we're on the outskirts of Maricopa. So, literally if you drive, I think 5-10 minutes up the street, you're now in Maricopa County. And Pinal County, which is where I'm actually at, had 97 of those X amount, and everything else was Maricopa. So between the county that I'm in and the county right next to me, all of the cases are popping up. So we're a little nervous about that. And it sucks for the kids. I know that they're not doing too bad doing the whole online schooling thing. But it sucks that they can't be with their friends. Okay. Oh, wow. That was a good number. Okay, so we're going to end it here. We're at 53 minutes, and I'm at 287 stitches for the night. I mean, it was super easy. It was just row by row, but still, that's an extra 287 stitches. On that note, I'm going to bid you adieu, say farewell, stay random, and don't kiss your projects. I'll see you next time. Bye!